to start, I really want to ask you for both of you. I think that it's a really enjoyable movie. I laugh so much, I cry also so much, and I think their entertainment have to balance these two aspects. But I want to ask you about the fact that probably the movie is about the expectation that all of us will have on their sentimental life in a certain way. In particular, your two characters want to fit in a world of rules, and they actually, without spoiler, in a certain way go against them at the end. They revolt. How much is important, in particular for us millennials, to watch this movie and understand there is not just one path that we can go around.
Totally. Yes, I think I think one of the things I really loved about this script and also the characters that they're very much in flux. Everyone in this film, is particularly Alice and Paul, are in very transitional kind of ruts in their life, and I think that's a wonderful place to meet a character because you feel like you want to see them rise above that or make a change, or you also, I think, can really relate to why they're stuck where they are or why they're making the choices that they're making. And I think that playing rebellious characters, as you say, in such a non-rebellious bubble, in the sense that like our idea of them rebelling is just like misbehaving at a wedding. It's like it's a very safe area to have like a controlled chaos, which I really like about this movie. Nothing is, the stakes are not too high or life and death. It's just very kind of familial and warm, and there's that push against the norm in society, but in a way that's, I think, very palatable.
Yeah, and I think that the stakes come from the interpersonal relationships in this movie, which is always the most interesting thing for me to watch. It's great to have like plot drive a story where like, is the spaceship gonna land? But you kind of probably know it's gonna land, But there's a lot more messiness involved when you're talking about the stakes of an interpersonal relationship, and you meet these characters who all have like a razor sharp wit and have been fairly dysfunctional for a very long time. So they all have these like deep scars that they're trying to get over. And for, 90 minutes, you can watch this movie and you can watch us all make pretty terrible decisions, which I will say is very entertaining. And you just root for us to get better. And watching the inner workings of a family, when you realize that the highest level of cruelty always comes out with the person you love the most because they're the safest, is like a really interesting lesson that I think I've been learning as my daughters can say some of the most horrific things to me. But I realize like, oh yeah, it's because I'm their safest spot. And when you have that light bulb moment of like, oh, this is my safest spot, so I actually want to come back together with this unconditional love. It's nice to see this family grow in their individual ways while maintaining this sense of like the audacity they have with each other to throw punches and cake and pee on each other at a wedding.